Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be doing a channeled love letter from your soulmate. There are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups, or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to. I'll give you a minute to make your selection, and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. Hi, Group 1. Chose this letter, which I will read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot and get kind of a quick overview energetically about what's going on with your soulmate right now. Then I'll get into the channeled letter and then some standalone message cards, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the 7 of Cups, 6 of Swords, King of Wands, 6 of Cups, Page of Swords, Death, 4 of Wands, and the 9 of Cups. So there's a sense with this energy that your soulmate at this point in time is going back through instances in their life where they had hopes of future potential, maybe for themselves as an individual, the idea of unactualized potential, leaps of faith that they had taken in the direction of maybe things as far as career, expressing themselves authentically, even interpersonal relationships, romance, friendships, familial connections, where their efforts, their authenticity, chasing or pursuing dreams ended up in almost the energy of like failure, rejection, or even if they achieved things like a wish fulfillment, a sense of emptiness, or that kind of the destination that they had reached wasn't what they thought it would be. It wasn't as satisfying as they had hoped, or they had been promised, or that they had imagined. Tapping into almost an acceptance of a void space within, where they may have really sort of given away their power to even meeting the expectations of other people, holding themselves back, or in some way contorting the ways in which they present energetically, that they put themselves out there, belief systems surrounding love and partnership, or just who they are as an individual, kind of what they're capable in life in general, that has been like negatively impacted through sort of not being applauded for those deep and sort of trusting efforts at various points in time to put the best foot forward, or to just speak or live a personal truth. And that void space that it had left within, that they may have sort of sought surface level energies of fulfillment that can be sort of shallow connections, or running from themselves, toxicity in a variety of ways, maybe habits, choices, a lifestyle they'd constructed for themselves that seemed to like reinforce a wound within, and also it feels like kept them, or is keeping them at this point hesitant from sort of taking other steps to move beyond comfort zones in their life in general, or even as it relates to the idea of love and partnership with you. This could be something that is operated as a wedge in the past. If you're at a distance from this person, or if you're currently dealing with them, it may be sort of leading to a bit of hesitation on their part to fully trust that to continue to lean in, to explore, to reciprocate, or to receive the love that you have to give, that it isn't isn't going to be met with some sort of like future rejection or something where they have high hopes only to be let down further down the road. Sort of the idea of like a honeymoon phase or a bubble love phase, and once that bubble bursts, kind of what are they left with? There's an understanding that they need to not compare this situation, compare the feelings that they have for you with sort of instances of rejection or letdown from the past, but it feels to go much deeper than that. Almost like moving to the genesis of certain wounds within, and kind of the corresponding behaviors, the reactions out of that space of woundedness that might have led to certain cycles in their life, in their existence, sifting through the illusions that they are hard to love, that they are kind of like irreparably wounded, or that taking a risk in the direction of the heart is almost too costly or would inevitably sort of lead to a sense of failure. It feels like somebody who's creating a fresh slate for themselves, kind of getting rid of patterns or belief systems in preparation for what feels to be a next step forward with you. That can speak about, even with that Six of Cups, the idea of like a reunion or a reconciliation, or it feels more specifically almost like a deepening of vulnerability. The more vulnerable they are with themselves, the more they are able to kind of build a bridge towards you. If you're still in a connection with this person, or if this, even if this is someone you've not met yet and they're kind of making their way towards you, all of this may be sort of like they're trusting in this higher principle, this guiding love that is leading them through a journey within themselves in order to prepare to be deeply open, where in other instances in their life, other instances of love and partnership, they've held back, and it has been either costly and sort of detrimental to the relationship itself, or maybe they aligned with kind of the improper people, opened themselves up, and that only led to a reinforcement of the wounds. Rejection sort of limited them in a variety of ways from living up to their full potential, or believing that they had it within them to succeed in a variety of manners. All of that seems to be kind of on the chopping block at this point in time, where they're learning to sift through kind of what is outdated, what is really serving the highest good, versus something that has just been limiting or constricting in the interest of kind of blossoming into a different or more authentic version of themselves, and also allowing, it feels like, a different or more authentic experience of love and partnership to either now unfold between the two of you, or something that they are trying to kind of mend and create now out of the ashes of what might have fallen apart. Or if it's someone you haven't met yet, it's kind of like investment within themselves in the interest of preparing for that higher level love that they may have been yearning for, or just kind of aware is available to them, or that they are now ready for, or they're readying themselves for at this stage in their life. So let's see what they want you to know from their higher self right now. Thank you for reminding me that I am strong, that I am resilient, that I am the master of my own destiny, so that I can break the chains which have subdued my potential and finally unfurl into the best version of me. For so long I supped on lukewarm affection, masquerading as love, because my eyes were clouded. I could not see the luminosity of my own innate presence, and I gladly gave myself away to the first taker to offer their attention in my darkest hours. I came to live in a place where I convinced myself I should be grateful for individuals who tossed their crumbs of pity before me. I used the stone of my own strength of character to erect pedestals upon which others came to dwell and live. I denied myself access to a place of deep acceptance and lived as an imagined thing, mimicking a pattern of growth that emulated a lower vibration than I was ever meant to inhabit. I lost myself time and again, and all my slopes were slippery because the needs of others took precedence. Thank you for demonstrating to me a different perspective, which encourages me day by day to continue to confront why, for so long, I resonated only with the experience of shade, while falsely believing it to be sunlight. Thank you for being willing to confront uncomfortable shadows within yourself too, so that these parallel paths we are walking can culminate in a road together that is pure and true. So let's see what else your soulmate wants you to know at this time. Okay, and they say, I love you. You influence me in ways no one ever has. I don't know how to express my love to you, so I keep it inside. Don't think because we don't talk, I don't want you, because I do. Even though we're not together, I just can't see myself letting you go. I'm being subliminal with how I feel about you. I'm so attracted to you. You don't know what you do to me. And I've looked into tarot readings. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got K, N, I, W, E, A, Y, G, S, O, F, W, H, V, J, L, H, F, D, and U. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dreamcatchers, and suncatchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose this letter, which I will read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot and take a quick peek into what's going on with your soulmate energetically right now. And then I will read the channeled letter, and then I'll pull some standalone message cards and then close the reading out with some initials. Okay, so we have the Hermit, Two of Wands, King of Cups, the High Priestess, Knight of Wands, the Fool, Six of Wands, and the Page of Cups. So this feels to be the energy of somebody who is strategizing a way forward, a way around some blocks that they may have in place around their heart. As far as love is concerned, there's an energy here of holding themselves back from moving too quickly towards you, too quickly into the idea of embracing fully the potential here in this situation, which it feels like is allowing them some time and space to really sit within, to reflect on previous ideas or ideals that they may have had of love in the past, that they had projected out as kind of an energy that they led with in romance, that could have led to disappointment because it was either lofty expectations, it was unrealistic in terms of maybe the nature of the people that they were expecting to fit and fulfill a certain role for them or with them, or to them in their life, a sense that this person may have had a tendency to ignore red flags in the past, or almost feel that they were somebody who their love or their affection or their time or their energy could fix or improve somebody else's life, somebody else's situation. And that might have actually proven to be the case, but it feels to be something that each time they sort of invested that intention, they were left high and dry. People would outgrow them. People would sort of use this individual until they were back on their feet and then move in another direction. So this feels like somebody who has been hurt almost by their own expectations in love and partnership before, and it's something that they're taking into deep consideration, how to harness that enthusiasm, that ability or willingness to dive in deep as far as romance is concerned. This feels to be somebody who has a deep capacity to love, but it's something where they're needing to sort of pull back or restrain themselves from just looking purely at the horizon, and as opposed to sort of navigating from the present circumstances in a gradual and mutual way toward love that really meets and fulfills both their expectations and the person that they're dealing with. So in this case, your expectations of what the future holds, what a partnership consists of, something where they're starting, it feels like, to understand the need to be mindful of maybe wounds that you have sustained in love in the past, giving sort of you the time and space to heal and grow and evolve, as opposed to kind of rushing forth as the fixer, or the one that can kind of help to settle and solve all the problems. There's an understanding here that reciprocity is kind of an ingredient that will lead to more success. This could be somebody that is a little bit stubborn, maybe is kind of world weary and sort of knows their way around matters of the heart, or has a very specific kind of view of what the future should entail. And so this is almost the idea of how to incorporate the energy and opinion and influence of another person, rather than simply leading the show, or kind of driving the situation forward. So a bit of almost holding themselves back before projecting forth towards you, either with an offer of love, an offer of commitment. Perhaps if you're at a distance from this person, this could be like an olive branch extended in order to begin kind of the repair process of reconciliation, if that's something you'd be interested in. But this feels more likely kind of the essence of, how do I invest more in this situation to kind of meet the needs and demands of what the next stage and chapter will require or is involved, without sort of overwhelming the situation with lofty expectations, or just something where maybe even they end up putting in a lot of effort and feeling kind of that they've not been served properly or reciprocally by the energies of others in their past. So how do they kind of navigate equal give and take, as opposed to giving of that rich abundance of love that they have within themselves, without really opening the opportunity for the person that they're dealing with, so in this case you, to reciprocate in kind, the nature of the love you feel comfortable offering, or that you're capable of giving in a way that is organic to you, and that is sort of, again, reflective of more of a co-creative energy as far as what the future can hold. So let's see what they want you to know from their higher self. I am sifting through the last remains of intolerable things that have irritated my sense of personal satisfaction for far too long. I am drawing immutable boundaries in my life, so that only the vibration of love knows that it is welcome to enter. I am extending compassion towards myself and becoming at once more authentically fierce and tender. I am giving myself license to emote in whatever form it must take, and I am turning my back on the idea that it is only through the suppression of my intensity that a beautiful life will be given permission to enter. I am ejecting the cassette tape which was on repeat in my mind that said, "All good things I touch are sure to wither," and am instead rewriting myself as the hero of my own narrative, which, though troubled in certain aspects, is a tale I am learning to embrace fully and defiantly as a contrast to my reflex, which tries to bully me into thinking it is too late to alter the road I find myself upon. I hone in on the beacon of your heartbeat, racing and keeping steady time with mine, and this motivates me to keep pushing my own boundaries until my comfort zone emotionally is no longer a squeeze chute, but is a wide plain where all things are possible. So let's see what else your soulmate wants you to know right now. Okay, and they say, I've been sending you messages in the 5D. It was you. It was always you. I do think about the future, and when I do, I think about you in it. I'm really sensitive deep down. I just put up a front. Even though we're not together, I just can't see myself letting you go. I've been feeling your presence around me. It feels like something is missing without you around. And I have a gift for you. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got U, A, F, N, J, P, I, P, B, G, N, C, S, X, and H. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dreamcatchers, and suncatchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose this letter, which I will read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot and take a quick peek at what's energetically going on with your soulmate at this time. Then I'll read the channeled letter, get into some standalone message cards, and then close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands, the Five of Swords, Death, Four of Swords, the Empress, Four of Cups, Six of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. So this feels like your soulmate is energetically or actually, or some combination of these things, profoundly affected by your energy, by the emotions that have been stirred within. There may be a lot of mutual emotional exchange, almost like an empathic bond between the two of you, where you could each be going through some sort of ascension, some sort of up-leveling, some sort of opening or expansion within the heart space, within both of your respective kind of energies, in preparation for a deepening of the connection, a deepening of the understanding of the significance of each other and one another's lives, almost a sense of cycles which had been closed out, maybe even in first steps or recent steps that have been taken towards one another, or if you're at a distance from one another, kind of internal contemplation about the past between the two of you, where things are at present, what the future holds, something where there's been a crossing of a threshold where certain energies that might have been blocking the connection, this can involve fears or like energetic residue from previous romantic connections, views and belief systems about self, the nature of self-love, anything that's been worked on or kind of chipped away from. It's almost like the two of you are working in tandem in this capacity, and there has been some sort of leveling up that is now having almost like an echo effect, an energetic reverberation that is preparing the two of you for some greater capacity to experience intimacy, connection with one another, connection and intimacy with the nature of like the totality of self. On a quantum level, there feels to be exchange here that this person is aware of, is feeling, is sensing. They may be in a period right now of sort of expanding their spiritual knowledge, or if they are already kind of knowledgeable about energy and spirituality, they almost feel to be in sort of an observer mode, going with the flow of all of this, understanding a deep correlation or a connection to what is happening within them and what they are experiencing directly with you. There may be a lot that they are wanting to discuss with you, to talk about in terms of these changes, this evolution or change in evolution in terms of the connection in general, or almost a deepening of the way in which they express love or allow themselves to receive love from you. But there's a sense here of almost trusting that there's some greater cycle that is taking place that they may have understood was necessary in order to be able to receive the gift of the potential of this connection, or the actuality of this connection in a more profound way, that they've been very proactive in kind of preparing themselves for, quietly, in a way that you maybe weren't aware of. And it feels that this is a sense that they are recognizing that their efforts behind the scenes have worked to their advantage. It has been a worthwhile endeavor. And so with that is kind of the energetic shedding of those things that they may have consciously tackled or sought to address, kind of a change in perspective that is now rippling out into all areas and aspects of their being, that they are seeing or sensing as linked with some level of a personal journey you are on, things that they are able to glean or perceive energetically, maybe things you've mentioned, things you've openly discussed with them, all of that. They're seeing kind of a link between these two worlds that you are each living in, internally and externally. And it feels that it is bringing them closer at this point to a sense of bondedness with you, a sense of wanting to move closer towards you rather than away, or to remain stagnant and passive. There's an action-oriented energy that is kind of gearing up here, to express deep truths, or to feed themselves energetically more consistently and on a deeper level than they have up to this point in time in the connection. The idea of a future between the two of you not just being a dream, but something that is actively being worked toward or is within reach. There's an increase in their enthusiasm of what the future can hold between the two of you, and a deepening of their appreciation of your role in their life, both as somebody that they are walking a similar journey with at this point, and also in terms of what they have been able to uncover as far as the nature of their feelings for you, the nature of the bond between the two of you, or an overall positive impact that your presence is making during a time of transition, up leveling, or evolution for them as well. So let's see what they want you to know from their higher self. I understand you as a destiny which is linked intimately with mine. The more I allow myself to believe that this time love is a force of abundance that will nourish me rather than leave me in pieces as a ghost of myself in so many ways, the more clearly I am able to see the signs which unequivocally point to you. You are an emanation of serenity and an adventure I don't want to miss out on. As much as I want to rush forth towards you, I am guided by a voice of reason that was absent in my younger years, which knows to tend to these feelings patiently and consistently, so that there is a blending of energies between us, rather than a force of friction which could capsize our future before it has the opportunity to sufficiently take root. I want to be the love you have dreamed of, and you most certainly are the manifestation of all I have yearned for. Your contradictions make you radiant, and the symphony of the seasons of that your essence moves through on an ever-changing basis are marvelous to behold. You bring me up from a holding pattern I have been locked into, and I feel alive in your presence in a way I never knew was possible. The weights upon my heart are slipping away. I do not turn to watch them go. I see only you and the future I know I have always been moving towards and in alignment with. So let's see what else your soulmate wants you to know from their higher self. And we have, I've been sending you messages in the 5D. You really are the best thing that has ever happened to me. I am planning to surprise you. Just know I'm obsessed with you. Don't think because we don't talk I don't want you, because I do. When we first met, I just always had this feeling about you. I'm speaking through songs, and I'm so attracted to you. You don't know what you do to me. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. You've got G, D, G, B, T, S, V, O, M, Z, P, Y, J, E, V, U, L, R, N, E, and H. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dreamcatchers, and suncatchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.